Hello everybody. In this video, I'm also trying to correlate the things that are happening in the months of January and February of 2026 with famous prophecies of texts like Bhavishya malika and then kalagnanam. So, if you observe, already Venezuela USA friction started, and the world countries are becoming, it's they're taking two sides, and the convergence of the specific alignments that we are defining, like this three times the five planet conjunctions, if you try to correlate with this text like Bhavishya Malika and Kalagnanam, I am finding some interesting things, some interesting correlations. See, in mundane astrology, that is the study of world events, a single five planet conjunction is a major event, of course. But 3 in 37 days, 3 five planet conjunctions in the span of 37 days is a super cycle that acts like a pressure cooker for global tensions. So, the unique pulsing nature of 2026 suggests three distinct stages of escalation here. It's not a single explosion at all because there are three five planet conjunctions. So, one is the phase one, that is 18th January, Capricorn, that's Uttarashadha activation. It seems to be a blockade and authority because that is what Capricorn, right? So, the USA Venezuela friction, this first conjunction in Uttarashadha is about unstoppable victory and a kind of rigid authority also, because Uttarashadha is the peaks of authority, because that is the sun's third nakshatra. If Kritika nakshatra, which is sun's nakshatra, is treated as a seed, then Uttara Falguni, which is treated as a kind of flower of sun's energy, then Uttarashadha, the final nakshatra of sun, is treated as peaks of sun's authority. It's a fruit basically. So in January 2026, we see a heavy military posturing because Mars or Sun, both of them are in Capricorn. So this represents the two sides forming clearly. The nations would go either of the sides. So it is a month of ultimatums and blockades where nations are forced to pick a side. It's something like, it's very essential, and essentially the splitting the world into the two, it's something like two countries or two blocks, you can say. There's a phase one, and phase two, that is 17th February, that's Aquarius and Shatabhisha activation. It's a kind of shadow strike because there is an eclipse, right? So shadow strike is what we can call this one as. So this conjunction, the 17th February conjunction, includes Rahu and a solar eclipse. So Shatabhisha is a secretive technological nakshatra. So this is where a traditional war could turn into a new age war. As prophecies often, speak of weapons that fall from the sky or invisible fire. So what is this weapons that fall from the sky, or what is this invisible fire? This particular transit suggests massive cyber attacks, satellite disruptions, or the use of unconventional technology that blinds an enemy before the physical battle. So this particular technological things, the cyber attacks, these are nothing but the weapons that fall from the sky only. This is a kind of invisible fire. That's what I'm seeing. That too, it is the activation of Shatabhisha Nakshatra by 17th February with a potential eclipse. Then, if you see phase 3, that is 23rd February of 2026, the Aquarius Purva Bhadrapada activation, It's a kind of expansion of conflict. The most dangerous moment is when Mars joins Rahu and the Sun is also in Aquarius. See, in Bhavishya Malika, if you observe, there are mentions of the west and north being consumed by fire. And what is this Rahu, Mars, and Sun? This is fire only. Rahu expands the fire of Mars and even Sun. Sun is also fire. And Aquarius rules the west in many astrological systems. If you observe many astrological systems, Aquarius is treated as west. So the Rahu Mars conjunction, which is Angaraka Yoga, in a sign of the masses, that is Aquarius, suggests that the conflict moves from leaders, that is Capricorn, to the general population, that is Aquarius. So that is how I am correlating this energy to the prophecies of Bhavishya Malika and Kalagnanam. And see, particularly the Bhavishya Malika, written by the Panchasakha of Odisha, predict a period of Yuga Sandhi, or the transition between ages, and this is that period only. See, the two worlds phenomenon, if you observe, we just discussed the two worlds phenomenon, right? It's something like world is becoming kind of two countries, means two sides. See, the Malika, the Bhavishya Malika predicts a massive polarization where the world divides between those following dharma and those following adharma. So astrologically, this Rahu, Saturn and Mars interplay, because as Capricorn and Aquarius, both the signs are ruled by Saturn only. And Rahu and Mars are part of this Aquarius and Capricorn whenever this particular planetary conjunction is occurring in 2026. So there is a interplay, Rahu, Saturn, Mars interplay in 2026 that creates this exact split energy. There is no middle ground at all. So there should be, the countries have to divide between dharma and adharma. So you can see only two sides by February. By February end of 2026, you can see the countries are divided into two worlds, into two sides, dharma and adharma. That's it. And the year 2026, it is a kind of climax year, people think. The fact that, it's these conjunctions happen at the very start of the year, that is January or February, clearly indicating 2026 isn't just a year of war, but the year the global map is redrawn. The global map is going to be redrawn. And even natural disasters, if you observe the natural disasters of Kalagnanam clearly mentions that the earth will tremble and the oceans will rise. So large planetary clusters create some kind of gravitational stress. So with these conjunctions happening in an airy sign like Aquarius and an earthy sign like Capricorn, so the risk of massive earthquakes or atmospheric anomalies is a bit high. And you see, the earth will tremble and the oceans will rise. That is what Kalagnanam mentioned. And of course, Aquarius is a kind of airy sign, but you see a kind of oceanic energy in the middle, and Capricorn is an earthy sign. So there is a similarity, there is a correlation, and somebody would ask, can this trigger a world war? See, in astrology, war is triggered when the warlord, that is Mars, is agitated by a disruptor like Rahu, while being pressurized by the king like Sun. And this is what happening here in Capricorn and Aquarius, especially by 23rd February in Aquarius. What is going to happen is the most important thing for the world. And in February 2026, all three are together in Aquarius: Rahu, Mars and Sun. See, even if you observe World War II, it did not start with one single bomb. It started with a series of aggressive, sign changes and conjunctions in the late 1930s. If you observe the whole process, It's not a single conjunction that triggered World War II. Even the 2026 difference, if you see, the 2026 sequence is faster than the 1930s. Those were, kind of taking some months of gap, but these are only taking some days of gap. The three pulses I'm talking about in 37 days. It clearly indicating that if a conflict starts in January, just like Venezuela or USA or elsewhere, if it, because January is not yet ended, it is still going on. So we're not sure what are the other conflicts that are going to be started. But I'm telling you, if a conflict starts in January, it has no time to cool down at all, because every 15 days a new planetary hit. That's what we're seeing. A new planetary conjunction, a very big conjunction, is a new planetary hit that is going to re-energize the whole conflict. 18th January, 17th February, 23rd February, 23rd February has that explosive power in it. It's a direct kinetic conflict, I would say. Right? It's a fighting event, 23rd February. So, astrology shows the potential for energy, and also, of course, the human karma matters a lot, but it shows the pure potential for energy here. Astrology is clearly showing the potential for conflict or war or severe energy, but human choice determines the outcome, the karma. That's what we, that's where we always say karma is the main thing, right? But of course, karma is also guided by the planets. But still, there is a human choice. Still, there is some human choice. God has given some choice. But see, however, the alignment of these celestial clusters, it's something like the density that you're seeing here, and the specific prophecies in texts like Bhavishya, malika or kalagnanam, right? Those are suggesting January and February 2026 are the most critical months for global stability in our lifetime. That's what I can see here, astrologically. Even the texts, the prophecies are suggesting this. So this is my analysis on this. We'll make videos on 17th February, 23rd February, the nakshatra based analysis in future. Thanks for watching this video.